Good evening, guys. So we will start the session in 5 minutes. We'll just see. We'll just wait for a few more people to join, and then we will start the session. Okay. Okay. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone who have joined. Very good evening to everyone. Yesterday yesterday and day before yesterday we covered the basics of digital marketing. At the same time, yesterday we learned what are the different channels that are there in digital marketing. At the same time, we also learned about a few terminologies that we use day in, day out in the world of digital marketing. As well as we just planned out a short campaign. Hopefully, that has given you much better idea exactly how this process works, how different process in digital marketing works, and how to set up different, how to plan out different campaigns right from the start, right? So today we are going to start our first module, that is content marketing, right? So we are going to learn a few things about content marketing, how important content marketing is, and what are the things you have to keep in your mind while you are creating different types of content. At the same time, we will have a look at a few tools as well, which helps us to create really good content, even if there is normally there is a misconception in people's mind that if you're not creative enough, then you won't be able to create good content. It's not that. Because of the kind of technology that we have in today's world, because of the numerous tools that we have, right? So creating good content has become much, much easier nowadays, right? So we will learn that as well. Okay. So we will start the session. I'll just share my screen. Give me a second. Okay, great. So as I said, today's module is content marketing. So this is going to be our agenda for today's session, right? So we're going to learn what is content marketing, then why is it important, then what are the different types of contents that are there, right? So then there is something called as heart of the content. When you're creating any different types of content, it might be any type of content, right? There is something very important that you need to understand, so that like your content people will start engaging with your content. Your content will be attractive enough for people to come and visit your website again and again, right? So stage 3, again, major portions. We'll understand what are the major portions of content building and how the content flow should be, right? So for example, if you're writing a blog, right, so how the content flow should be and what are the things that you have to keep in your mind. Again, in stage 4, so we are going to just try and understand about if you are designing any image content, right? So any kind of image, if you are coming up with, if you're trying to create, so what are the things that you have to keep in your mind? And also videos as well. If you're creating video content, then what are the things you have to keep in your mind, right? So we will cover these things in our today's topic, right? So in between, if you have any questions or queries, please put it in the chat box. In between, I'll keep checking the chat box. If I have any queries, I will answer. And please make sure the query is about the module that we are studying, right? Not any general question that we will have. We will take it in the end, but make sure in between, if you are asking any questions, it is about the module itself. Okay, great. Right. So first things first, what exactly is content marketing? Right. So see again, Khan Mohammed, I have not yet come to video creation. So when I come to video creation, you can ask question about video creation. Okay. Great. Right. So first things first, what exactly is content marketing? Right. So you will find a lot of kind of definition and stuff when it comes to online, if you go and type in what is content marketing. But here I have this particular definition wherein there are different parts within content marketing that you need to understand and you need to segregate, which you will be able to, if you connect all these dots, you will be able to understand this in a much better way. So let's look at this. Right. So I've colored a few things in different colors here. So let's just go through it. Content marketing is a strategic marketing approach focused on, right? What exactly it is focused on? It is focused on creating and distributing, right? So it's not only about creation, it's also about distributing your content as well, right? So focused on creating and distributing. What it is focused on creating and distributing? It is focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content. It's not enough if you just copy the content from somewhere. If you just create content which is not exciting, then all your effort will go into vain, right? So you have to make sure your content is valuable. Okay, it adds. What is valuable? Valuable means that it should add something of a value to the individual who is reading that content, right? So he should feel that, okay, fine, I'm learning something from this, or I'm getting an advantage by like, by this particular knowledge, right? So it has to add some value to that person. At the same time, it has to be relevant. It has to be relevant to the individual that you are targeting. It has to be relevant to the current like, market trends. I mean, relevancy becomes very important in these situations, right? So it should be valuable, it should be relevant, and third, and probably the most important thing is, it should be consistent. Okay, by consistent, what I mean is, maybe you create a content today, right? So which goes viral, a lot of people start liking it, right? So you need to make sure, you need to understand what are the things that in that particular content made people like that content, and you need to stay consistent with the creation of those kind of content, right? So then only your content or your products or your service or your company is going to grow, right? So creating and distributing of what valuable, not just content, not just any content, but valuable, relevant, and consistent content. And why are you doing this? You are doing this to attract and retain a clearly defined audience. See, this is very important, guys, right? Attracting an audience, it's pretty simple at the start. You have really good content, etc., then fine, you can attract new users, you can spend some money, you can attract new users. But what is the most difficult part? The most difficult part is retaining those customers, right? So if someone asks you, okay, tell me one thing, guys, which is more like, cheaper, okay, which is more economic, or which is more cheaper, getting a new customer or retaining a new customer? Or which is more expensive, getting a new customer is expensive, or retaining an old customer is expensive? Getting a new customer is expensive, someone is saying retaining, okay, which is more expensive? Okay. So the right answer here is, you go to any agencies or any companies, you ask, they're going to tell you the same thing. Getting a new customer, okay, getting a new customer is very expensive. That's why you have to work twice as hard in order to retain the old ones, because the old ones are going to bring you business without you spending any extra cost on them, because you have already like, have them on board, and it becomes your like, priority to retain them. That's why it's very important not only to attract new customers, but also retain old customers. And here, this also, the last sentence here in this is very important: to attract and retain a clearly defined audiences, right? If you want to save your budget, if you don't want to spend more, right, than what is required, then it's very important that you know who your target customer is, and you prepare the content keeping that target customer in your mind always. Okay, before you create any content, always think about who is going to be my reader, who is going to read this content. Okay, whom am I targeting with this particular content? So it's very, very important to define your audience. If you have not defined your audience properly, you just create the content and distribute the content, right? And spend money on distributing the content, then in the end, you will see that you will end up spending more amount of money than what is required. And half of the people who are reading your content are not even interested in the type of content you are created, because you never like, figured out exactly who your target market is, and the content you have created without keeping these important principles in your mind, right? So to attract and retain a clearly defined audience, and in the end, why we do all these things is because to make sure we drive a profitable customer action, right? So to make sure in the end that we make money out of it. It's as simple as that, right? So just coming again, what is content marketing? It is a kind of marketing approach wherein you create and distribute valuable, relevant, and consistent content. And why you do this? To attract and retain a clearly defined audience. And ultimately, why we do all these things is to drive profitable customer action, right? So I wanted to make you understand properly exactly what content marketing is, and that's why I have divided into different things. Hopefully, it is clear now for you people. Okay. So moving on, why content marketing is important. A lot of things in our digital marketing basics we covered. We have covered these points. So we will quickly move through these points. Content marketing, as we saw, it builds brand awareness. It's very important when you want to. Can you tell me one company financial in the BFSI in the financial world, a new startup, not today they are not a new startup, but they started around uh, 4 to 5 years back, I guess. From that point in time, okay, they have been creating wonderful content and they have been marketing on TV channels and digital channels as well, in trying to create awareness. They have spent billions of dollars, okay, in just trying to build awareness. This is in the financial, this one, BFSI sector. Can anyone tell me which company is this? Around 4 years, 5 years it's been since it started. Someone says Cred, someone says Paytm. Anyone? Policy Bazaar, Boat. Again, Boat is not in financial sector. RBI, no. Phone Pay, trading. Okay. People Grow, Bharat Pay, Google Pay. Okay. Yes, the company that I was referring to is Cred, right? So we have seen past 4 5 years the kind of brand awareness that they have been creating with wonderful content. All their advertisement are so exciting. Most of them with celebrities, without celebrities, right? So basically, that is the kind of content, and the company is also growing. It's valued very highly nowadays, right? So basically as we can see how content can work magic for big brands, right? So it helps you build brand awareness, right? So it helps build links as well. So what do I mean by it helps you build links? Can anyone tell me? What do I mean? Content helps you build links. Contacts, how? Networking, how? Sandhya, can you connections in market? Okay, Harshita, collaborations. Can you expand collaborations, Harshita? Can you tell me how? Okay, okay, right. Okay, so one of the most important things when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization, One technique of search engine optimization, important technique, we call it as off-page optimization. So what exactly is off-page optimization is building links. And what exactly is building links is to make sure that your contents, that is your website, your blogs, or whatever it is, right? Your blog's link, your website link is present in others' website. So that whenever someone comes to others' website, by clicking that link, it will redirect them to your website. That is one of the most important strategy as an SEO person, search engine optimizer, you will use in order to get more visitors to your website. So when your content is really good, right, really good, then you will see that a lot more websites, a lot of different brands, a lot of different companies want to connect with you, want to make sure that your link is present in their website, and they would want their link to be present in your website as well. It's a kind of a barter system wherein I'll give you some, you give me some. That happens in the market, right? So very good content. If you are creating good content, then it helps you to build links, right? So that's uh, the process. Next one is creates, I mean, it's great for digital marketing solutions. We already understood that. Text content is evergreen. We are seeing that video content is, especially in the world of social media, right? So video content has overtaken image or text content in that particular sense. But when people need something, right? So need something at that particular time and point in time at that moment. So what do? They come to Google and search, right? They come to any search engine and search for their product or services. So here, text content is always evergreen. You should never neglect text content. Okay. So you always keep in this mind, right? So someone might say that let's create video content. Yeah, video content is good, but at the same time, text content is much cheaper than video content. At the same time, if you do it right, then it gives you massive results going forward, right? So text content, it educates your audience. Exactly, creating good content, you can educate your audience regarding your products, services, why they should choose you, why they should choose your services, why they should buy your products. It educates that in that particular manner, right? Strengthens your bond with your customer. Again, see, especially with text content, video content, whatever you are creating. So a lot of companies, you see, for example, on these important days, let's say days like Raksha Bandhan, days like Mother's Day, I mean, Father's Day, Children's Day, whatever you might take, right? They, most big brands create these wonderful video content. You see that where they are trying to show these emotions wherein which their customers would probably relate to in one or the other way, right? So by creating good content now and then, you will be able to connect, you will be able to connect with your customer. At the same time, you will be able to strengthen your bond with your customer as well. So that's very important as well, right? So last one, it generates leads for your business. Very important. Probably for any business, this becomes the most important part. Yes, we can educate them with video content by best script. We'll come to that, Aditya, a little bit later when we are doing video content, when we are learning about video content as well, right? So it generates leads for your business. One of the most important thing for any business is money, right? If you want to sustain, if you want to grow, you have to make sure money comes in, right? So great content always proves to be a great lead generator as well. Okay. So I have a few chats here. How to generate more leads? We'll get to that once we come to SEO and paid media, Mohammed. Okay. Great. What content does is good content. If the content is good, if people are connecting with you, then obviously the generating lead would become much easier, right? Because if you ask for their email, phone number, or anything, they would happily give you because they like your content, they like your brand, they like your product, they like your services. So it becomes much easier for you, right? So types of content, three types of content. So text content is there. Does content only mean things about the company? Not really. See, things about the company again. Content means content about your product, content about the services, content about the company as well, content about your policies, content about your achievements, right? Content can be anything, right? But it should be related some way or the other to your company, right? So that's what a content is. Today you might create a content about your product, right? So you're selling a product, you might create a content about that particular product, right? Right, so anything you want to communicate. Yes, Sandhya put it across really nicely here. So anything that we want to communicate to our target audience, it might be about a product, services, company, achievements, anything that you want to communicate, that could be the content. Okay. So different types of content you can create, major types: text, image, and video content. Nowadays, another kind of content, audio content like podcast and other kinds of things are coming up. There's still a long way to go to catch up, right? So three major types of content that we have for a longer time is text, image, and video. So we'll go one by one. First, we'll talk about text content, and then text content, and we will dig deeper into that, try and understand how to create effective text content, even if you have no idea how to write even a sentence together, how you can use many tools to create effective text content. We'll see that. Then we'll try to understand about image and video content as well. Okay. So first, heart of the content. Yeah. No matter you are creating text, video, or image content, no matter what content you're creating, these are the three most important things that you have to always keep in your mind. Okay, always keep in your mind these three things when you're creating content. First one is value. Okay, first one is value. The second one is emotion. And the third one is trust. Okay, now, can anyone tell me, when I'm creating a content, where can I add value, and where should I add value to that content? In which part of the content should I add value? Anyone? Description? Okay. In the end? Okay. So here someone says description, other says in the end, in the middle, creating innovatives to the product. Okay. Khan says title and description. Yes, in the end, in the title. The end. The end. Okay. Let's look at an example here. Just give me a second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So let's look at an example here. So I want to search for something. For example, let's say again, yesterday I searched for the health tips, right? So I want that. Now, when I'm scrolling down, what's the most important thing for these people is not only being found in the first page, not only ranking in the SERP, search engine results page, but also making sure they get most amount of clicks as well, right? Now, in order to get those clicks, they have to make sure, this, I'm talking about text content, okay? They have to make sure that they add value in the title and description that is visible in this first page, right? So if I see here the value added in these people, right? So as you can see, 27 health and nutrition tips that are actually evidence based. So here he is adding the value, is he is being specific to me, saying that 27 tips you are going to, if you read this blog, you are going to get 27 different types of health tips from this blog. And those tips are actually evidence based. It is not someone just like, talking about it, but the blog has been written because all these tips are taken from a certain factual information that has been researched somewhere. So here, as you can see, value has been added. Value can be added in many ways, right? So here the value is added, as you can see, 8 tips for healthy eating. He's not writing any nonsense, any big things, nothing. He's just saying 8 tips. I have just 8 tips that you can see for healthy eating. So quickly you can go through it and you will have the knowledge that you are seeking for, right? So, and the description as well, not only the title, but also the description that you are looking at here, especially this is something we call it as meta description. In our SEO, we will cover that. So this description also plays a very important role, because sometimes what happens, we are not only looking at the title, but also at the description as well. If you're not able to find something in the title, then we will see if in the description we are able to find that or no. If I am happy with that, if I feel that, okay, this is something that is going to add value to me, then only I am going to click, right? So yesterday we learned about CTR, that is click-through rate. If someone asks you, how are you going to increase your CTR? It's as simple as that. If someone asks you, how are you going to increase your CTR? The only answer you're going to give is, the best answer you're going to give is, I am going to optimize, or I am going to work on my title or description, because these are the things which are responsible for the clicks. Your CTR will increase only if the clicks increase. If the impressions are there and if the clicks decreases, then your CTR is going to decrease. Okay. So that's why adding value to title and description becomes very important for you. Okay. Hopefully this is understood, right? Great. So that is value. The second one is emotion. Where do you add emotion? Where do you add in your content emotion? And why emotion is important to be added there? Or let's just start with, where do you add emotion in your content? Images, okay. To the description. Main part of the content. Okay. Ritika says body, main part of the content. Okay, great. So now if I go to this content, if I click on this particular content and if I go to this content, right. So this is my title again. So once I start scrolling down, right. So here, this comes the body part of my content, the content says, right. This is where I'm writing all the content, adding a lot of things here. This is where I am going to add the emotion part. And don't mistake that emotion is something that we see in movie, like, people crying or something. No, emotion is where you are engaging with your customer. Your customer is really interested, seems interested in the kind of things you are writing, the way you are writing, right? So that the next, what guys, why adding emotions is important? It keeps the customer engaged, yes. But why is that important? Yes, to engage the audience, yes. Why is that important? How is that going to help you and your blog? How is that going to help your blog? Expected action, maybe. See, one of the most important thing or the most important goal of yours, of your blog, okay, goal of your blog is to keep your user on your blog or your website for a longer period of time. That is one of the most important factors for SEO as well, for your ranking as well. If you want to rank your website or your blog in the first page, right? One of the most important factors is time spent on site. Okay, what is time spent on site? How much time each individual is spending on your website. So more the time people spend on your website, Google will understand that, okay, this website has something exciting, something good. People like this, and people are spending more time on this website, right? So that's why adding emotions, engaging with your user, creating engaging content, as we say, becomes very, very important in the middle part, in your body part, in your main content, whatever you are speaking about, right? Adding those emotion becomes very, very important, right? So the first part here, just like CPA, CPC, CPM, as we learned, right? The first part, value, is important to get that click where people come to your website. The second, emotion, is important so that people stay in your website for a longer period of time. Now, the third one, trust, right? Third one is trust. So, what is trust? How can we add trust in our content? How can we, or what do we need to add in our content that people start trusting us? Okay, Prasa sales, testimonials, statistics, review of someone, customer feedback. Okay, true to the content, true information, valuable content. Okay, great. Proven facts. Yes, yes. Most of you all are right. Facts and evidence becomes very, very important here. Okay. It can be any factual. If you're talking about, for example, if I show you this blog itself, for example, if I just take it down, okay, here they have specified it as evidence based. So where exactly is the evidence, right? So as you can see here, they have mentioned sugary drinks like sodas, fruit juice, sweetened teas are the primary source of added sugar in the American diet, right? So if I click on this, as you can see from a trusted source, research, medical research source, they have taken this particular fact, and they have provided a link here to this facted source as well, right? So this is just one way. There are hundreds of different ways that you can add. You can add your social media presence. You can talk about how many followers you have, how many likes you have, whatever, how many people are actually engaging with you. You can add your customer feedbacks. You can add testimonials, right? All these things become very, very important because people start trusting your website. Now, coming to the important question, why is it important to why is it important for you to make sure that your users trust your website? Think about it. Yeah, OnePlus ad is popping so much because they have been really active. I don't know. This algorithm sometimes gets crazy. On the right hand side, as you can see, yes, Harsha, my question, they say, so that they'll visit the page again. Yes, exactly, Harsha. So first answer only, I got the right answer, right? So Khan Mohammed, you are also right? So basically, it's for us, it's important that people click on the link or the title in the description. So it's very important for us to add value. It's important for us, right? So it's important for us for people to stay in our website for a longer period of time. Very important, right? And the third part is it's also very important for us to make sure those people come back to our websites again. All these three factors, right? Clicks, which increases your CTR, time spent on site, or revisit of old customers. All these three factors helps you with your SEO ranking. Okay, all these three factors helps you with your SEO ranking. So the question here, Aditya is asking, repeat question was, why should you make sure that people trust your website? It's because you want them to come back, visit back again and again. If they don't trust you, then again, they are not going to visit back again. Okay. That's why it's very important for you to for you to make sure that your users trust your website, right? These three things, remember: the CTR, clicks, and time spent on site. More people spend on site, and people coming back to your website again and again. So it's important you do that, because this directly affects our SEO ranking as well. So when we are covering SEO, we will again cover these points as well. So I'm just giving you a gist of it now. Okay. So this is the heart of the content. So whenever you are creating any content, okay, so adding value, emotion, and trust becomes very important, right? It might be text, it might be image, it might be video content as well. Okay. Great. So is this clear, guys? Heart of the content before we continue? Okay, guys, just an S from you people would be great. Okay, great. Right. Okay, great. So now coming to text content. Let's say you are creating a blog. Let's say you're writing a big enough article, or you're creating a blog, or you're working on something like that, right? So basically, you're creating a text content for your company, for your product, service, whatever it is, right? So what are the things that you have to keep in your mind? So we have a blog here that we saw. We have a live example of this blog, which is actually ranking in the, it's around second or third rank it is on the SERP, that is search engine results page. So we'll just take the example of these blogs and understand the points. So, right. So what are the things that you have to keep in your mind when you are writing a content, text content, right? Structure of the content. So please, this presentation will be on the LMS, but you can write down as well if you want to. Okay. Make it brief. Okay, Pratik. Good. Right. Structure. Right. Write unique and fresh content. Right. So by unique, what I mean is, do not copy anyone's content, because it is easily detected by Google. I'll show you an example now. Okay. So let's say I am copying a content from this particular blog. A lot of people do that. There is, I mean, this one. So let's say I am copying this content. For example, this particular content, I have copied it. So, and I will paste it in my blog, and I will put it in my website, right? So you might feel that, okay, fine, Google might not recognize this, but you cannot be more wrong, right? So in a tool, there are a lot of tools to check this, but there is one tool. I mean, a lot of tools are there, but we'll check in one of those tools. It is called as small SEO tools. Okay, small SEO tools. You can go to that small SEO tools. You can click on that small SEO tools. Okay. So in small SEO tools, there is something known as plagiarism checker. So what is plagiarism exactly? Plagiarism is nothing but when you have copied someone's content. So it means that your content is plagiarized, right? So you shouldn't upload plagiarized content, because Google is not going to rank you. Okay. Right. So here As you can see, plagiarism checker is there. So I'll go to plagiarism checker here. Now you will see how Google also understands. A lot of pop-ups are here. Okay. So as you can see, plagiarism checker, then you can paste that content, whatever content you have copied. You can paste that content here. Okay. Then you can click on check for plagiarism. Okay. Check for plagiarism. The bit slow, so it will take probably a few more seconds. So as you can see, this is able to detect saying that this content is 100% plagiarized. So it means that this content is already present, okay, online. So if you try to copy some content and if you want to do that, then if Google finds your content, Google is also obviously on Google, they will also be present that particular content. So it will know that your content is 100% plagiarized and it won't rank your blog. No, ad pop-ups I cannot use because this is an official laptop. So I cannot use that for a few purpose. That's why I'm not using ad blockers. Okay, great. So as you can see, the first point as I made, make sure your content is unique and fresh, right? Do not copy as it is, right? And check for plagiarism. Always check for plagiarism, even if you have written it by hand, by your own. If you have written the content through your own thoughts, just once go and check for plagiarism. Okay, because again, by some reason, if it's plagiarized, then again all the time your content won't be ranked and all everything that you did would go for waste, right? And make sure in the plagiarism checker it comes as minimum 80% unique. Okay, so here unique, as you can see, percentage, it should come at least 80%. If it comes 100% unique, well and good, but at least 80% unique it should come. Okay, so this is the first point that is there in the structure. Next one is the word count. When you're writing a blog, right? So an article or a blog, so always take care of the word count. A lot of people miss this where they make the blog too small, where the user, when he comes to read it, he wouldn't get the desired information, or sometimes they would make it too long, wherein the user again gets bored by reading that, right? So by the time he gets halfway to the blog, he would have been bored, right? So make sure it is around minimum 1,000 or maybe 800 is also fine, right? So 800 to 1,000 word blogs are pretty good, and you can actually communicate a lot of things within that particular time period. So minimum that one 800, don't make it too less also, unless and until it's a short topic, small topic, then you can make it smaller. But if you want to connect with your user and make sure that at the end he takes up some desired action that you want, so try to engage him for a little bit more, right? So 800 to 1,000 minimum. Maximum is 2,500. So usually maximum we would say is 1,500 to 1,750 would be the maximum. But sometimes what happens is when you have more things to say, right? So but still you can, if you can keep it engaging, you can push it to 2,000, 2,500. but keep it around 1,500 for the blog to be more engaging and not to bore the user in the end. But if your content is really engaging, then you can push it to 2,000, 2,500. Remember, you're not writing a novel here. Okay, what you are doing is you are writing a blog, right? So people do not have much time nowadays, right? So they want to just quickly finish everything. I mean, online, whatever you are doing, they want to finish it as soon as possible, right? So make sure you keep them engaged and keep it that particular word count. Language is, again, as I said, uh, do not, you're not writing a novel here where you use complex words or language. Don't do that. Use simple English, because a person who is double graduate living in metro, he should be able to read and understand your blog. At the same time, person who is in 2 tier 3 tier city, who can read simple and understand simple English, he should also understand that, right? So make sure use simple English, or if you're writing in any particular native language, then use simple language in those words as well, right? Try to avoid passive voice, use active voice, right? So this is again one of the mistakes people do. Okay, try to avoid passive voice, active. So what is active voice? What is passive voice? Just to give you an example, if I tell someone, I am going to watch a movie tonight, that is active voice, that is simple. And if I say a movie is going to be watched by me tonight, then again that becomes passive voice. So you know, you understand the difference, right? Simple. I am going to watch a movie tonight. That's an active voice, and passive voice would be a movie is going to be watched by me tonight. That becomes passive voice. So we don't use passive voice a lot. Maybe here and there, if requirement is there, you might use it, but make sure most of the time you use active voice itself, right? Now coming to the sentences. Okay. Now look at these. Write small sentences. So what are sentences? Sentences are nothing but start of the word till the full stop, right? So for example, if I show you this blog, example of this particular blog, example of this blog, as you can see, all the sentences in every paragraph, if you see the sentences, as you can see, this is one sentence till this full stop. And again, this is one sentence. Again, as you can see, this is one sentence. Again, as you can see, this is one sentence. Most of the things, maximum, it's not like all throughout the blog you have to do this. No, majority of the time, let's say 60-70% of the time, whenever you're writing a sentence, make sure that you keep it around 10, 12, 15 words. Maybe 17, 18, that is fine. Not more than that. Maybe sometimes you have 25, 30 word sentences, not a problem, but keep that at a minimal percentage, right? So most of the sentences, I mean, what you're writing in a blog, keep it between that 10 to 20 words, between 15, 16, 17. If you keep, that's much, I mean, that is very good, right? So why this? Again, if you ask me, again, it's Google algorithm says that if I'm reading a sentence and it goes along without a full stop, it's just going, I mean, it might come to a stage wherein I might forget what that sentence actually was at the start, right? So keep it crisp, keep it brief, keep it short, right? So sentences, and make your point within those sentences so people will properly understand what you are trying to communicate, right? So content decoration, again, sentence is one. Divide the content into several paragraphs. In this blog also, ranking blog, as you can see, the blog has been divided. I see a lot of people writing content wherein they write such huge paragraphs, right? Such huge paragraphs. Don't do that. Divide the sentences. First things first, divide it into different paragraphs. As you can see in this blog, as you can see, it has been divided. Even this small, I mean, they have little bit of, just a little bit to say in this particular section, but still they have divided that into different paragraphs, right? So it becomes much easier. It looks good as well. Okay, it's pleasing for the eyes. Wherein if I see some paragraphs which is huge, which, or the blog which doesn't, is not segregated into sentence, I mean different paragraphs and just one whole thing, then probably I wouldn't go on and read it fully, right? So that's one thing again that you have to keep in your mind. And 70-80 words in a paragraph. So what's a paragraph? As you can see, right from start till the end here, until we start with a new paragraph, this becomes a paragraph. See, collection of words is a sentence. Collection of sentences is a paragraph, right? When you have multiple sentences, that becomes a paragraph. So here, as you can see, we are saying 70 to 80 words in a paragraph. It means that in a paragraph, the maximum sentences that you can have in a sentence, let's say you are using 15 words, right? So here 70 words. So it means that maximum 3 to 4 sentences you can have in a paragraph. Don't have more than that. Okay. Mathematically, if you do 15 words in a sentence, if you use, then 75 words 70 words if you're saying, then 3 to 4 sentences at the max you can have, like 4 5 sometimes as well in a paragraph. If you can have lesser also, not a problem, but make sure you don't have more sentences in a paragraph. Okay, so I have some questions probably here. Notes, this presentation will be shared on LMS. One more example of a blog. Any blog you take, it will have the same thing, right? So if I just go back and take this blog, 20 health tips for 2020. Here also, if I go, as you can see, it has been divided. 4 5 sentences are there. The paragraphs looks a little bit higher here, but it has been divided into that, and around 60 70 words are there in this, right? So as you can see, small paragraphs are there. So you will find all the ranking blogs would be much similar itself. So you can go to any examples you can take and you will find mostly the same things what people are doing, right? Use bullet points as much as possible. Yes, if you have anything to say precisely, because as per the research, Google loves bullet points, right? So because it's easier for Google to understand that and show it to people as well, right? So use bullet points as much as possible when you are writing, right? First paragraphs to start with H1. What is exactly H1? When we are doing SEO, we will learn that. So let's not go into that right now. So tomorrow itself, we will start our SEO module as well. So we will learn what exactly is H1, right? And the last one here is correct language. Make sure you don't make grammatical mistakes, because Google hates grammatical mistakes. Okay. So there are a lot of tools online. So we will see that. So a lot of tools online like Grammarly and stuff, wherein you can just put your content and it will show what are the mistakes that you have done, what are the mistakes that you need to correct Grammarly and in your grammar, and you can correct it and then you can post that content, right? So correct language, correct grammar is important. You need to make sure you avoid spelling errors. Okay, this is very bad when it comes to spelling errors and grammar, because so many tools are available online which you can correct with, and no unnecessary punctuations like commas, full stops, or hyphens, or it might be anything that you're using. So please make sure you don't use any unnecessary punctuations. Okay. These are the things that you have to know. Color fonts or excessive capitalization. As you can see in these blogs, the only font that you are going to see is black. Unless and until those are links wherein you click and go to another page, that will be displayed in a different color. That is for the user, not for Google. Okay. But as you can see, apart from those links, as you can see here, road traffic is in another color because this is a link. So if I click on this, I will go to another page. Apart from these links, all the other things, as you can see, is in simple black color. Okay. So no color fonts or excessive capitalization. Okay. So these are the things you have to keep in your mind when you are writing your blog. Okay. Next. So is this clear, guys? All these points that we discussed by seeing an example. If you have missed any points or anything, the recording will be available in the LMS. So please make sure you go through those points. Okay, great. So what we'll do now is it's almost an hour, since we started. So we'll just take a 5-10 minutes break. So you also refresh your mind. Once we come back, we will see. Even if you don't know how to, write a blog, if you know how to write a blog, structure it well and good, right, by your own. Even if you don't know, maximum, 80% of the people nowadays how they write blog, we are just going to explore that process as well. Just see how using different tools that are present online for us, we can actually create a new content of our own as well. Okay, so we will learn that after the break. Okay, great. We'll just take a 10 minutes break, guys. Once we come back, we will continue. Okay, someone says repeat point 3. Okay, so I'll just finish that as well. Languages, see, I mean, use simple English and try to avoid passive voice, active voice, right? So 800 to 1000 active voice is something me saying that I'm going to watch a movie tonight. So that's an active voice. Passive voice would be a movie is going to be watched by me tonight. So that's a bit complicated, right? So don't use that. Use active voice. Okay. For a blog, yes, 800 to 1000 for a blog. Yes. Blog is nothing but H1. I'll explain you tomorrow when we are doing SEO. Okay. Right. So 800 to 1000 blog. Blog is a topic, right? Any particular topic you choose and you write on the blog, right? So that's blog is a particular topic, right? Okay, guys. So we will take 10 minutes break. So once we come back, we are going to continue. Yes, welcome back, guys. So we will continue where we stop. Okay. So as I said, so we'll now have a look at how we can create, like, any, let's say you want to create a particular article, right? So basically now, with the advent of ChatGPT and everything, I mean, easily we can create any topic that we would want. But at the same time, if it's completely AI written, and it becomes a kind of a problem to rank those as well, because if you see, I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you're not able to say my screen. Okay. So as you can see in this one as well, here AI content detector is there, right? So Google algorithm also kind of right. So what link do you want? Okay, the attendance link is it? Okay, that will be shared in some time. Right, so AI content detector. So if you copy the content, if you write the whole content with the help of an AI, again, it becomes very difficult for you to rank, because again, Google will recognize that, and it doesn't support, complete AI content as well. So make sure you don't do that. Now we'll have a look at the simple process where you can actually, with the help of a lot of tools, you can actually create your own content in the sense, like, take not exactly copy others' content, but like, rewrite those contents and make it your own in your own way. How you can do that, we will understand that process now. Okay. Yeah, rephrase it or rewrite it, and what's the process you can use in that itself. Okay. Right. So this we discussed. Right. So as we call, how do you build a content, right? Major portions in content building. Step by step, you will see. As you can see, content curation. So how do you curate the content? Let's say I want to write about the same example as we took. Let's say I want to write about, or I want to create a website and I want to write blogs about health tips, right? So I want to, I want people to learn how to stay healthy. It might be through eating, exercising, so whatever it is, right? So first, what I need to do, but I have no idea how to write a blog, right? So maybe I have some idea, but I need ideas from others as well, for which I need to curate the content. First, I need to curate the content. For example, let's say I go to this tool, and there is one more very good tool in order to do this, and that tool is something known as Quillbot. Okay, write this down. Quillbot, right? So Quillbot is there. You can go to Quillbot. Great. Right. So now I will just open up a document. Okay. So I'll just open up a new document. So now I want to start curating the content, right? So next, let's say I want to take around the 3, 4 different blogs and see what are the kind of content that I want to create, that I want to publish as well. Okay. So as you can see here, if I take, let's say this is one blog in which I want to take a few content. So let's say the value of the content that I want to add is, let's say, 7 health tips to make you, let's say, look younger, for example, right? So this is the title that I am using. For example, I have done my research and everything. So this is the title that I am going to use. Okay. So I'm just curating the content now, guys. So this is the title. Okay. So now I need to add a few more things. Uh, right. So I need to see what are the different subtopics that I'm going to talk about. What are the different 7 health tips that I'm going to talk about, in order to make sure that people like, stay younger or look younger, right? So, but let's say I have no idea about what are these, but still, I want to monetize my blog. I want to earn money from my blog, but that's why I am creating more and more blogs each and every day. So what used to happen, I'll give you my example itself. So back in the day, I mean, 8 years back, 7, 8 years back, I used to write a lot of blogs for a lot of companies, right? So then how we used to write blog was we were given a certain topic. On this topic, we needed a blog. We used to do our research, and maximum 80 to 90% of the blogs we used to write from our understanding itself, right? So it used to be, I mean, completely unique. I mean, but then what happened with the invent of all these different tools, right? So at that point in time, people used to pay for blog writing for per word. Each and every word that you write per word, they used to pay, let's say, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee, like that, right? For 1,000 word blog, you used to make anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 rupees at that point in time. But now blog writing has become such a, I mean, easy thing now. That's what we're going to learn. Such a easy thing now that everyone is doing it, and people. It used to take us 1 week to write 2 or 3 blogs, right? Because we used to write on our own. But now in a day you can, like, prepare 4 to 5 blogs easily, and you can publish, right? Because with the help of all these tools, and because of that, nowadays people are charging, like, for 1,000 blogs, they are ready to do it for $50, right? They are saying that I'll give you 50 blogs each week. You can pay me 2,000 rupees for the whole package, right? It has become that, but still blog matters a lot in order to bring traffic to your website. But the times have changed. Use of tools have become mandatory nowadays. So you have to make sure that you are, you have experience in these tools, and you practice with these tools in order to beat your competition. Okay, right. So now let's say I will take a few kind of inspirations from a few other blogs. Okay, so let's say 2 blogs I have opened. This is one blog, and then from this blog I will take this as my first paragraph. Let's say I'm not going to copy, or I'm going to copy now, but I'm not going to publish this as it is, because this is 100% plagiarized. But now, just for my, reference, I'm going to take this. Okay, so this is the first paragraph, right? So now, next, I am going to, let's say, I'm going to read the blog and say that couple of points I'm going to take from a few blogs. Let's say, in order to look younger, you have to eat nuts and seeds, right? So let's say I take this, eat nuts and seeds. So I will take this as my first point, first sub point. Let's say this is my first sub point. I'll just delete these things which are not needed. These are all the links to the external website, right? Okay. I will take one more point just for your reference. Let's say I'll go to one more blog and say that what point can I take? Okay, let's say this is different. Okay, let's say consume less salt and sugar. Okay, this is also a good point. So I will take this as my second point. Consume less sugar. So this is my second point. Right, so I'll just take this as well. Right, in this way, whatever I would want to, for example, just 1 second, I'll just format it properly. Great. Right. So whatever topics that I would want to talk about, I will take those, I will curate those content, right? But the thing is, I cannot publish this content as it is because it is 100% plagiarized. I cannot do that, right? So that's why one thing what I can do is I can actually rephrase these content. Okay, what is rephrase? Rephrase is nothing but communicating the same thing but by using different words. Okay, different words, synonym words. By using those kind of words, you are communicating the same thing but you are rephrasing the word. So let's have a look at example how to do that. Let's say I copy these two paragraphs. Okay, I copy these two paragraphs and I'll go to the tool just that I just spoke about, Quillbot. In Quillbot, you have something known as, on the left hand side, if you come, known as paraphraser. Okay. Here you have something known as paraphraser. So if I click on paraphraser, it will ask me to put the phrase here in this particular part, that is paste and text, right? So I will just paste whatever I have done here. Great. So as you can see here, it is showing for this free version, only 125 words are available. So what I'll do is I will delete this last paragraph for now for our example. Okay. So 114 words are there. Now we know that this is 100% plagiarized. Okay. But we want to make it unique, at least 80% unique. Then only we will be able to use this. Otherwise, we won't be able to use this. Okay, otherwise we won't be able to use this. Now if I go here and click on paraphrasing, yes. So if you see here, this doesn't mean that this is completely right. Okay. There will be certain instance where some of the sentences won't make any sense. Then you might have to change a few things, right? So you have to read it. It's not like you just paraphrase it and you just publish it. No, you have to read the whole thing. If any changes are needed, you have to make those changes as well. So for example, when it comes to knowing what's healthy, even qualified experts often seem to hold opposing opinions. Here, even competent specialists frequently seem to disagree on what constitutes healthy. Right? This sounds a little bit passive, but a few passive voice here and there is fine, not a lot. That's why you have to properly read it. If you can change it, you can change it. Now, as you can see, competent specialists are there. If you want to change this word, all you have to do is click on that and you will get all the different synonyms that you can use, right? You can use qualified doctors, experienced doctors. So experienced doctor seems simple. So I will use even experienced doctor frequently seem to disagree on what constitutes healthy. Constitutes, if you want to change, you can use what defines healthy. This again sentence has become active and it has become much simpler now. Okay. In this way, step by step, paragraph by paragraph, you can rephrase the article. Okay. So once you have rephrased the articles, okay, then again you have to go and check for plagiarism. Okay. I have a few questions here. Maybe no, right? Okay. No questions, right? So let's say I have rephrased this article. Now what I want to do is I want to go and check for plagiarism again. Okay. So I will copy this. I will go to again small SEO tools, same process, plagiarism checker. In Quillbot also you have plagiarism checker here. You can do that. But as I'm using paraphrasing, I'm using a different tool. Okay. So I'll go here and I'll paste it and robot and I will check for plagiarism. If this also comes as plagiarized, it means that someone else has used the same content and they have paraphrased it and they have already published a blog. So you're getting my point, right? So if this also comes as plagiarism, someone has actually plagiarized. I mean, they have paraphrased it and they have used it as a blog and they have published it online as well. Right. So again, you will come across those instances. Then you can go back, as you can see here, plagiarism is 12%, 62%. Let it finish. So here, then you can go and change a few words here and there, as I just showed you. And then you can use that. You can come and check for plagiarism again, and then you can use it. Yes. As you can see, this is saying 37% plagiarized and 63% unique. So how much percentage do we need for us to be able to publish it and rank it? We need it at least 80% unique. Now, if you come down here, it will show you exactly where it is showing as plagiarized. As you can see here, the red mark that it is seeing, it is showing due to its high fat content, some people steer clear of nuts. On the other hand, seeds and nuts are highly nutritious. Okay, right? So this means that this particular sentence is plagiarized. So if I go here, I will see this as well. Okay, so due to its high fat content, so this is plagiarized. So maybe I will change a few. Okay, the substantial amount of fat it contains, I can use that. And again, steer clear, I will use, let's say, let's say, remain clear, remain away from nuts, right? So on the other hand, seeds are highly nutritious. So extremely healthy I can use. On the contrary, I can use, right? So now again, I will check this. I will copy this. Let's see how much we will get now. So again, the process, if you don't know, if you are depending on other things, right? So 1 second, I have copied this now. I have copied the changed version, not a robot, and I will check for plagiarism. Now let's see how much it shows. It is taking some time, so I'll just, okay, okay, yes. As you can see, 12% plagiarized and 88% unique it is showing. Okay. Just the last part here, nuts may avid weight loss, this one. So we didn't change that. So if you want it to be 100% plagiarized free, then you can just go and change a few things here and there and again check it. And you will see that it will be 100% unique here. Okay. So it's showing unique 88%. You can use this. But at the same time, if you want to reduce this 12% as well, it is showing you exactly where you can reduce it. You can go here in the paraphrasing tool and you can change that and you can reduce that as well. Okay. So this is something we call it as content spinning and building. Okay. First step was content curation. The second step is content spinning and building. Here, I have attached this one as well, a Word doc in this as well. So if you open this Word doc, you will see the exact process in curation, what all you should do. That process is there. Content spinning and building, again, what are the different process you need to follow step by step, it is there. The third one is literature check. So once you are done with uh, the whole content curation and spinning and building, then you have to check for literature, right? So again, that is grammar check. As I told you, it's very important. So if I want to check grammar with this, it will be fine, but still let's check. So I can copy here, and here itself there is something known as grammar checker. Okay. So if I go to grammar checker, so I can paste it here. Grammar checker, any blog without before publishing, make sure you do the grammar check. As you can see, it is showing 5 errors here. Okay, as you can see, 5 errors. Nutrition advice, it is showing here. On the contrary, it is showing error. Replace it on the left hand side. You can see replace it with tips. Replace it with any other particular word you want to use. Any other words if you want to use, you can use that as well. And here nuts may add weight and lower your chance. If I click on that, as you can see, there are other, right? So chances, it is showing lower your chances of heart disease. As you can see, this is gone now. It is not an error. Only 4 errors are there. So in this way, one by one, whatever grammatical error is there, you can fix those errors as well. So I have shown you an example of just one paragraph. Okay, just one paragraph and one point, sub point. So basically 2, 3 paragraphs I showed you example. You might have, like, 15, 20, 25 different paragraphs in your blog. So make sure step by step, one by one paragraph, you follow this process. 10, 15 paragraphs are there. It will take you 5, 10 minutes of your time. In maybe 5 minutes per paragraph it will take you, and within probably an hour or so you would have written a wonderful unique unplagiarized blog in the end. But do not forget to do literature check in the end. And the last part is content flow analysis, that is value, emotion, trust. Whether you check whether you have added that value in the title, okay, and whether you have added that emotion in the body part. Read it properly and see that whether people who are reading it will be able to understand and engage and connect to that content. And within the blog, add the trust part as well, right? Include any testimonials, feedback, or anyone has spoken well about your blogs, your social media channels, how they are doing, all these things, any facts, figures that you have, link it, right? So all these things, make sure you analyze in the end once you have written the whole blog. Okay. So this is how you make sure right from the start till the end. How to add testimonials? Again, just like a text, right? So just like text, right? So just like text, you can add testimonials at the end itself. Or if any your developer is there, you can send him and tell him that create a separate section in the website at the end for testimonials. So your website developer will be able to do that. Okay. So these are major portions in content building. Now the final part here is content flow. Let's just revise how the content flow should be. Okay. First is the introduction, that is the title. Your value should be there. Your description, the whole section, that is your emotion and trust, you should mention there. At the last, you have to make sure conclusion becomes very important. Again, guys, why conclusion is important means a lot of times when the blog is long, at the end, when a person comes, sometimes he forgets some important points that he read in the blog, right? So conclude your blog in the end saying that this is the conclusion, this is what you wrote about in brief. Just conclude the blog, and at last, call to action, right? So you can add any call to action to a blog, maybe like subscribe to our newsletter, or like our social media platform, what happens is, if you add a call to action, maybe 100 people who are reading your blog, maybe 10, 15 of them will take an action. And that's a good conversion rate for you, right? So what happens? Your social media followers also increase, or your subscription will also increase, or you want to, if you're doing any kind of affiliate marketing, which we'll learn in the end. So they can click on that and buy the product from which you can actually make money as well, right? So a lot of things are there which could feel like, which could increase your possibility of making more money from your blog, right? So always keep the content flow in these particular manner. Okay. So what I want you to do is, okay. So what I want you to do, I will share a mail ID with you people. Tomorrow, first thing, I will share the mail ID. Once we start the session, I will share a mail ID. What I want you to do is, in your free time, tomorrow or day after, whenever you are free, I'll give you 2 days time. Just write a small, like, 400, 500 words blog. If you can write it by yourself, you write it, or else the process that we followed, you can follow the same process and write it as well. Anything you can do, so that I will be able to have a look at that, and any suggestions or feedback from my end, I will be able to give it to you people as well. So assignments are not compulsory in these sessions, because there are so many people attending these sessions. But if you're interested to get a feedback from my side, so make sure you write a blog, choose any topic you want, any topic that you like, and write a 400, 500 word blog, and share it to that mail ID, right? So start writing your blog. Tomorrow at the start of the session, I will share my email ID with you people. Okay. No, you can take your own topics, any topics of your choice. Okay. So this is about blog writing. So we have another 10 minutes here in our hand. So we will keep it for Q&A. Small section of graphic and video. Quickly tomorrow we will cover. It won't be this lengthy. What are the do's and don'ts in graphic designing as well as video creation? We will cover that. Once we finish that, immediately we will start with our SEO as well. So guys, one question for you. So whatever we did today, so was that clear for you? Was that clear? A simple yes would be great. Okay. So again, just how to create blog. I just showed you how to create a blog. Blog is nothing but what you write in your Microsoft Word. Then you need to publish in a website. That's a different process. Again, you need to know about website development and stuff like that. But blog writing is this simple. Okay. Okay. Great. So now for the next 5 minutes, guys, any queries, any questions you have? What 1 and 2, Om Shinde? Yeah, you can send a word. A word form itself you need to send in the email. A surprise test will be online itself. Surprise test will be online. Okay, Word doc itself you need to send it across. Yeah, right. How to upload your blog into the website? Then again, you have to learn a lot of different things, technical things for that. Swan. Okay. Notes in the sense, this itself, the presentation is yesterday's and day before's presentation is already uploaded in LMS. Today's presentation also will be uploaded tomorrow. Okay, once we finish graphic and video, so that presentation will be uploaded in the LMS as well. Okay. Till then, if you have any doubt, you can go through the video. Video recording will be there in LMS. Valuable feedback means your feedback is valuable. So whatever you feel about the session, you can provide it there. Is the LMS going to be with us forever? Actually, Chandana should answer that. about today's sessions or anything in general, you can ask me. 5 more minutes. How to post your blogs in Google? You need to uh, buy a hosting platform for your website. You need to buy a domain like www dot, and then you can post your blogs in Google through that. Thank you so much, Sadguna. Job opportunities, a lot of opportunities are there. So once you get certified, once you learn, once you practice, make sure you go online and you can apply for digital marketing fresher jobs. A lot of opportunities are there. How to become a content writer? Write content. That's it. Create content, write content, practice more and more, and you become a content writer. Through Google sites, I mean, Google doesn't have a specific site through which you can create a website. You can create a Google My Business account, which is like a website itself for Google. But no, there are other hosting platforms like GoDaddy, Hostinger, through which you need to host and create your website. Best platforms for content writing, I just showed you. Quillbot is there, SEO, small SEO tools are there. A lot of tools are there. No, hosting, you have to buy a hosting platform. Otherwise, you need to have your own server, which is going to cost you lakhs of rupees. Yeah, for free in Google, I mean, you can, but ranking those blogs will be very difficult. If you have a website and a domain, then it becomes much easier to rank. If you don't rank, then people won't be able to find your blogs. Yeah, if you don't have any doubts or questions, you can leave the meet. Make sure you have provided your attendance. Yeah, WordPress also you can use. If you have experience in WordPress, then you can use that as well. Yeah, write the blog, any topic of your choice. How to extend the blogs? I mean, write more. How to build your resume? At the end of our sessions, I will have a session on resume building also. So I will teach you in LinkedIn how you can build your resume in digital marketing. First, you need to learn digital marketing to build a resume, Krishna. So hosting platforms, I mean, it costs you anywhere between monthly if you are using, it'll cost you 200, 300 rupees, or for a year if you take, it'll cost you 1,500 for a whole year. So it is very cheaper nowadays. Okay, great. Great. So done, guys. Done. Okay. Great. So thank you so much, guys. Any questions you have, just keep it for tomorrow. We will cover those questions tomorrow. Okay. Great. So thank you so much, guys. Chandra, anything is there that you would want to share, or
Yeah, thank you, Mayur.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
for the session.
Thank you.
Guys, you enjoy the session for today. Please, is there any query? Let me know in the chat box. And I'm mentioning the feedback link here in the chat box. And I'm pasting the registration link as well.
Okay. Someone had a question, which format? You can send it in Word format, Word, PDF, any format you can send the blog. No problem. Okay. Okay. Great, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Guys, 5 more minutes. Is there any queries for me? Please let me know. I will try to clear it and we will wind up the session for today. I shared the registration link as well in YouTube also. From YouTube, Pushpa, sir, send me your mail ID, edl@exceller.com. If you have any queries, please drop an email to edl@exceller.com. So my team will connect to you and they will solve your queries. Tejashwini, ma'am, my friends are telling they have registered but not getting mail. Tell them to register again, Tejashwini. I sent a register mail, no? Please send the attendance link. Yes, I'm sharing that. Guys, for LMS, please drop an email to edl@xlr.com. And I sent registration link also. Please register there. Ma'am, I didn't get Zoom link and my friend share and then I got to join. So please register in that registration link. So next day onwards you can join in Zoom. Sanjay, for you this. Okay, in YouTube there is no more questions it seems. Ma'am, we are not getting link. Which link you are talking about? Maitri? I sent again. Please make sure your attendance. Guys, regarding LMS, whatever the question, please drop an email to edl@xlo.com. Kushal, it is okay if we send the attendance twice. Yes, no problem. Muhammad, madam, could you please tell me where is the LMS? Drop an email to edl@xlo.com so my team will connect you. Maitri, is any WhatsApp group? No, we don't have any WhatsApp group. Sanjana, can we leave? No, yes. If you don't have any query means you can leave. Ma'am, I'm not getting any link regarding class, ma'am. Zoom link you are talking about. Please register in that register link or else drop an email to edl@xlo.com. Ganesh, you can't able to download the recording videos. You can able to see because LMS access is with you like lifetime. You can access at any time. Sanjay, ma'am, I already registered, ma'am. Should I register once again for getting Zoom link? If you already got Zoom link means no need to register. If you didn't get means you have to do. Yes, guys, we'll wind up the session for today. For any doubts, please drop an email to edl@xlo.com, guys. And we'll wind up the session for today. Thanks for joining. We'll meet you on the same